Welcome to today's live session on Sage 1 Collaborate for accountants and bookkeepers in practice. My name is Sultana and it's my pleasure to spend the next 20 minutes or so taking you through the Sage 1 Collaborate functionality for you and your client. If you do think of any questions along the way, then please just type them into the WebEx chat panel, which you can access via the pull down bar at the top of your screen. So the aim of today's session is to ensure that you're fully aware of the features and functionalities available with Sage 1 Collaborate. We'll cover the Collaborate functionality itself, what it is and why we developed it, the process of sharing information online, so hopefully I'll be able to dispel any fears about security that you may have. Then we'll go into the demonstration, starting with initiating a collaboration for the first time, sending and receiving files, and the audit trail and workflow involved. So you'll see how the functionality works from your side rather than from your clients. So a recent survey found that more than half of the accountants in practice had received interest from their clients in collaborative working and sharing documents online. It also found that 80% of accountants expect to see a growth in services moving online in the next 3 to 5 years. That's where Sage 1 Collaborate comes in. It allows you to send files of up to 5 megabytes in size securely through an online portal which is integrated into our Sage 1 platform, and it also offers a more secure way than email of exchanging information. So our highly secure data exchange provides automatic virus scanning and data encryption. You can be assured that sensitive documents can be shared securely. You also will have full audit trail, so it creates an audit trail that allows you to track what documents have been sent, viewed and worked on. It will improve workflow, so it enables more efficient sharing of files across all mainstream documents such as CSVs, imaging file formats and also PDFs. And you get instant approval, so the authorization feature will allow your clients to approve or reject documents which have been shared. So you can rest assured that your critical business data and that of your clients is safe with Sage. In fact, we have a series of policies and practices in place so that we make sure your data is secure. Cloud suppliers typically take security precautions that exceed to what most businesses do in-house. For instance, we have extended validation certificate. Now, if you're using an up-to-date web browser, which we advise, then when you're signing into Sage 1, you'll notice that the address bar will be green. This proves that we're using an extended validation certificate, which gives you 100% confidence that you're definitely connected to a server owned by Sage. We keep our servers in highly secure data centers designed specifically to protect them from threats like fire, flood and theft. Our highly secure environment is managed by Amazon Web Servers, and we store your data in the UK, which ensures that it falls under the European law regulations. If a provider's server are outside the European Economic Area, they will most likely be the USA, so they'll need to be part of the US-EU Safe Harbor framework. We perform frequent backups, often about once an hour, and store the backup copies in an entirely separate location, and we maintain spare server capacity in a separate data center to instantly take over in the event of a problem or failure. We also protect your data with 128-bit encryption, which is equal to that of online banking. We have multiple firewalls and other measures designed to also keep hackers out. To make sure that the information you share with your clients through Sage 1 is safe and secure, we use an authentication process. This process, simply put, uses information that your client has provided to you, namely their mobile number or email address, to check that the recipient of the Sage 1 email from you can be read only by the holder of your client's mobile phone. So currently we use the email address option now, just to make sure that the recipient is real. That would ensure that your client's data is not shared with anyone but them. And the first time you actually set up a Collaborate, they would receive an email from Sage 1 containing a link. They would need to sign up and activate a Sage ID, and they would need to go through security settings to make sure that they can then get into Sage 1 securely. If correct, then the client is taken onto the collaboration section. Now the client only has to do this once. So here's an example of a client that I'd set up. and the client was not subscribed to any service. The customer would then get this link, which they would then access. And once they activate the software, they would then be able to view their message by the second link. This is an example of their invitation, so they can sign up using Google email address or they can sign up directly. They would need to make sure that they read the terms and conditions. This is just an example of the sign up process that they would go through, so they need to write in their username and the email address would be picked up from what you sent them, and they'll need to put in their password. And once they've done the security information, they would then be taken onto the collaboration. So here you can see an example of what the customer would see. You have the two options when using Collaborate with your clients. The first option is the new file share, or the second is the new request. In this instance, I'll demonstrate the file share, which is basically the process of sending a file to your clients for approval. There are 3 steps, so step 1 being you would need to select the file to upload. You would then need to request approval from your client, and then you need to write the message. So if I go into Sage 1, I'm going to select a demonstration client. And what you can do is you can currently see that we have the Collaborate functionality working on this client. And here we have replies that customers would send you. And you would also have the area where you've sent requests to the customer. You would select the Actions option, and for this purpose we're just going to select New File Share. That would then take you onto the 3-step process where you would need to attach a file. So for this purpose I'm just going to select a random file. That's how easy it is to upload an image. You would then need to request approval from the file recipient in the second step, so we're going to select yes. And then you would need to compose the message in the 3rd step. So I'm just going to put test and then click on send. Once you select send, your message would then appear in the awaiting actions from recipient area. So when your customer logs in, then they will be able to see the message. So if you need information from your client, you can request this with Sage 1 Collaborate. For example, if when working for a client you realize there's missing invoice or receipt, use Sage 1 Collaborate to ask that they send it to you. This has the benefit of the details of Collaborate will be kept in one area and you can keep track of all the communication. So this is more straightforward than the new file share, and there's only one step. You would simply compose your message and click on send. So going back to the software, what you would need to do is go into the Collaborate area and select Actions and New Request. Here now you would just need to compose the message. You would then click on Send Request, and that now shows the requested item in awaiting actions from recipient. So as I mentioned, all your collaborations and any information your customer has sent would all appear under the client summary, and you can also view all as well. When you select View All, you will notice that you'll have a number of collaborates which give you the options to delete the messages. You can specify the date on the messages as well, so you can refine them. You can also notice that you've got the titles of all subjects appearing, and you can see tick boxes where you've shared information with your clients. You also have these other columns where if you've requested approval, you get a tick. If a file has been approved, that would appear under this area. As you can see, a customer has approved a draft account, and if a file has been received by you, you would also get a tick here. You would also be able to see the last action date and also who it was done by. You would be able to also search from titles by titles, and you can also do a date specific search as well. You also have the option to view the collaborations by status, so any viewed, approvals requested, approved, rejected, or files received by you as well. So that's the Collaborate functionality working. What you need to do now is give us a call to get set up as a Sage 1 Accountants Edition. Set up your practice profile in Sage Online Directory as well. And start collaborating. Remember that your client does not need to have a Sage 1 paying service in order to use Collaborate. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact your account manager on 0845 111 1111. Alternatively, what you can also do is attend one of our live webinars which take place Monday to Thursday, 2:30 till 3:30. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.